It's like the history of you, which we've already talked about. And then there's standard questions, and then we'll go into, I told you about the SQL and the logic test, and then any follow-up questions. I don't think this is going to take a full hour. If it was our first interview and our first time meeting, then yes. I like to schedule an hour just so we don't feel rushed. I can answer any questions that you have, and then go from there. So, any questions about that at this?
No, we're clear. Yeah.
All right, I will try to make this as painless as possible. Some of these structured interview questions that they make us ask, I shake my head at them because I'm like, it makes sense like in a nursing environment, but not so much in a technical environment. Yeah. But other ones are okay, like this one. So we'll start here. When you're faced with a very high workload, it can be challenging to remain calm. Tell me a time when you felt like overwhelmed at work, but were still able to remain calm. What did the situation make, or why did the situation make you feel overwhelmed? What did you do to remain calm, and why? What was the outcome, and what did you learn from this experience? There's no real wrong answer here. It's more just how you perceive the question. You don't have to answer each one of those. It's more of a talking point. So don't feel nervous about any of this. Again, you're good.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, I would like to say in my previous project also, I would say that on a few examples that come into my mind, which comes like, in fact, when during my internship at Picket, I had some real estate data company. So initially, I was responsible for collecting, cleaning, and analyzing of the large property data sets and the financial data sets. But in the midway through the semester, that leadership was asking me to build more predictive models for anomaly detection and in supply chain management forecastings. That was a kind of, at that same time, I was handling multiple ongoing projects at that time, and including developing an SQL drive and pipelines and also preparing compliance documents on it. Initially, I felt overwhelmed because it was of a large volume of work in the internship and with my graduation program too. But I overcame it by simultaneously coming across different facilities and technical models building and pipeline engineering, documentation, and other compliance. And with clear communication, it was able for me to overcome that. And so, yeah.
So what was the outcome of that? Did you end up getting everything completed?
Yes. I was feeling overwhelmed before, but later, after communicating properly and arranging my schedules properly, I was able to mainly focus upon everything, and I could complete the projects at the time.
Did you have to work extra hours to do that? Did you just communicate with your leadership that, hey, I've got too much work? How did you handle that aspect of it?
Like mostly, I was talking to everyone in the stakeholders and everyone, and which helped me. I talked to my leadership and the stakeholders, and I was clearly communicating with them. I put them that like, hey, see, I have a couple of things that are going on in the work as well with the leadership and extra work that came on to me, and that's how an important leadership moment came in the Picket with when they were requesting for the anomaly detection request, and I landed top with my expected workload. So I was able to manage it and could finish it within the time frame that they have provided me.
Hold on, I have to read through these. They're different. Some of them are the same for each person, and some of them are different. So they're weird questions. This is a valuing diversity question. So whether on purpose or not, there are times in everyone's life when they're insensitive to the feelings of other people. Please describe a time when you behaved insensitively to someone else. What did you do specifically? And then why did you act the way you did? How did the other person react? What did you do to rectify the situation, and what did you learn?
Yeah.
So it's basically you hurt somebody else's feelings, and how did you handle it?
Mm. So for this, yes. Basically, I would like to say that one of my in my previous projects, also like in the here connects, uh, as I was mentoring a junior analyst who were here which came under the pressure at some when we were delivering it to the customer segmentation during the project. And during a quick revision session, I gave him a feedback that directly or blunt way that might be but not very intent to hurt them, but that was noticeably a quiet a meeting. And lately, my colleagues said that it was a bit harsh to say it like that. Then I later realized it how I could even frame that and I could communicate it properly. That's how I didn't overlook at that point, but the person was still learning at that phase, and I was needed to more encourage him, but not discourage him or be straightforward, pointing to things that I shouldn't have said. It also made then that highlighted me that I need to focus upon a point at what they did well suggested me to improve by going forward. Over time, I adjusted with them and mentoring the supportive. I'm building up a supporting and focused way to help him out. For me, it was a very important learning path where where I should improve my empathy and communication, even in the high pressure. Also, it was not enough for me that technically to be that strict at that point or being that straightforward at that point, but using some mindful words and being impactfully delivering the proper thing at a point that helped me at that time.
How was your relationship after that with that person?
After that, even now, it's going good. I mean, even he asked me doubts and anything, if I have anything to share it or to correct him at a point, or sometimes even he gives me some suggestions where it helps me a lot.
Okay, good, good. Question. That one's about work ethic, workload. You kind of already hit on that one. Okay, I like this one. This is an accountability one. Okay, the saying "nobody's perfect" reflects the fact that everyone occasionally makes mistakes. Please tell me about a time when you made a significant mistake and took responsibility for that mistake. What was the mistake? What was the result of you taking responsibility? And then what did you learn?
Basically, as in one of my previous projects, I would say I made a mistake when I was working on Power BI dashboards. That meant the senior stakeholders were seeing the operational performance in the rush of a meet to meet the deadline. I made the errors in the DAX calculations. It was like pulling in slightly incorrect filters, which caused the key performance matrices to be oversaturated. This issue was caught just before the dashboards were represented, but I created a confusion and requested an additional work from the team to validate the numbers. I took full responsibility for that mistake. I immediately informed my manager about that error, and instead of trying to down by 8 the work, I will just not completing my work before 8. I started working more hours on it and corrected my mistake and presented the reports and calculated the updated versions properly. I also documented exactly what went wrong at that point and others, and in the other procedures too. I implemented the peer review step before publishing my dashboards also, because that helped me in validating the validation checks to automate the cross references of the DAX calculations against the raw SQL queries. So with that, I have learned that we should never be in a rush to finish our work, but at least focus upon the quality of the work that we are going to deliver to the stakeholders.
And that's where code review and peer review comes in amazing. I don't know if I've talked to you before about like our processes here that we've implemented. And the weather dropped a little bit last night and it's in the 70s. So I was like freezing this morning and then I ended up getting hot. But anyway, sorry, like burning up. So we've implemented peer review and code review. So we have code review every Wednesday afternoon where whatever you have developed for the week, we look at whether I try to get everybody to participate in this. Sometimes we're distracted with other things and other things are going on, but I try to set aside 2 hours on Wednesday afternoons to do this. While tickets come in for things to be fixed, we look at more of a holistic reporting approach. So a ticket came in because this filter's not working right. The developer goes in and fixes that filter, and then it has to go to peer review. I asked the team to do peer review before Tuesday close of business because I don't want us rushing through a bunch of stuff on Wednesday morning to get it to code review. That's how mistakes are made, and then things are moved into production that shouldn't be. So we try to follow that model. Does it always work? No. We're flexible. We are a smaller group, so we can be somewhat flexible. But those guidelines have kind of been put in place by our team. We've all talked about this. Not everybody is on board with the peer review, code review, but it has prevented a lot of mistakes from being moved to production. So whoever does the peer review is making sure that whatever the customer reported is fixed. So that issue needs to be corrected. But they're also looking at the report in a holistic standpoint. So are there misspellings somewhere else? Does everything function like as a customer you would expect it to look and feel and work? That piece gets frustrating sometimes for the developer because they're like, well, I wasn't asked to fix that. But we own these dashboards. A lot of them, most of them were given to us by a different team, so we didn't develop them. So it's like, well, we don't know why it's functioning that way. But if it's not intuitive enough for a developer to figure out why it's working how it is, then we have to kind of put ourselves in the customer's aspect of things and go, if it's not intuitive to us as developers, then how is it supposed to be intuitive to a customer to be able to understand what it's supposed to be doing? Because we can't figure out what it's supposed to be doing. So sometimes that gets frustrating. However, we are at a place now where we've pretty much touched the majority of our dashboards, if not all of them. And somebody on the team has corrected something and worked on them. Now, there's some dashboards that we know are going away within the next 6 months. And I'm just like, fix what's broken, move on. Like, we can't redo this entire dashboard right now. It's going away. We know it's going away. I don't have the bandwidth to deal with it. So some of those are just calls that we make on the spot and say, we're not, I don't care at this point.
I would say like
not that I don't care, but yeah, we're limited on resources and we need to move on to other stuff. So, but we are looking holistically at the dashboards that we're producing now, which in turn has improved our quality of our dashboards, our quality of our quality dashboards. And in turn, the customers are much more engaged when something's not accurate or something is doesn't look right. They reach out a lot quicker than saying this is. Then before it was like, well, this is just how it is. We have to do all these workarounds to really get to what we're looking for. So we're finally getting our customers on board with all of that, and it seems to be moving us in the right direction. Yeah. And communication has been a big thing in our department. As I think I talked to you earlier about, you know, if we're having issues, whether it's with a customer, with a dashboard, with something in our personal life, like communication for a remote team is
always the first thing to do.
Yes, if somebody's not communicating what is going on, and we don't, you know, personal stuff you don't necessarily have to get into, but just I'm having to deal with my kids today, something's gone on, I might be off. It's all about that communication.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with a customer and having effective communication with them. Can you jump on this call and help me explain this? Those kind of things. I'm pulled into meetings all the time to help with negotiate between things because the customer's wanting X, and I've told my developers we're not delivering that. That's out of scope. So, and if they can't handle it or the customer's pushing back, I come in for reinforcement. I back my people.
That's good.
Yeah, that piece is very much, and I think at this point in time, I can definitely say my team trusts that I have their backs in the decisions that they're making. So, okay, I think I'm done with these standard questions that sometimes I like them, sometimes I'm like, but I personally just like the dialogue, and I usually can get a pretty good feel about people with just the plain. These are guiding questions. They do help.
I just like to move into like these teams where we can even share some of the day-to-day activities and the experiences, and it even comes into handy when even exchanging some cultures too, and being active on a daily basis also. I would love to be working under these teams and getting the most knowledge of it.
All right, so let's. Do you have any other questions as of now? If not, we're going to move into the SQL logical stuff, and then we'll just keep having conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the SQL piece and the logic piece, it's not about necessarily getting the right answer or being able. If you just want to talk through the code, if you don't know exactly the words to write, that is fine. I want to hear what I want to get out of this is how your brain logically thinks through these steps. If you have questions, ask them. If you have questions, ask them. Talk through the process. I'm here to help. I know the experience is limited, so I don't expect you to come in and just write a query real quick. And much less, it's not in SSMS; it's in just like a Word document kind of thing. So we'll kind of talk through these. Again, no pressure on this. It's more just me listening to how your brain thinks. So talk through stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, hold on. So it's gonna kind of flash here in a minute. It's gonna ask you about PHI and HIPAA. Just agree to that. You should see a pink purple background.
Yeah.
Is that what you see?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Let me adjust this so hopefully you can see it. This is not ideal tool to use for this, but this has been the easiest way that I've found. Can you see the three tables?
Yeah, I'm able to see it.
Okay, so the request is a sum of population. I need a report with a sum of population by city, state, and sort by city name. Don't worry about doing this piece now. Just worry about that first section. If you click here in the response, you should be able to type here.
Okay.
And so you can either talk through this. So
I can just.
Yep. You can backspace all the way up if you need to.
Oh.
Hey, you're not a beginner.
I'm a bit in this SQL, so. Yeah.
See, you didn't need any help with that. That's it.
Yeah.
Other than
yeah.
state is spelled wrong. Other than that, I'm not going to complain about it.
Sorry, the Ganges.
No, you're good. Yep. So that's perfect. Hold on, let me take a shot of that. All right. That was easy enough, huh?
I'm not that, but it's logically a bit good in this.
So just FYI, and I mean, this is again, you did great on it. Again, I'll go back to the experience. Hold on, I'm turning the fan on. I'll go back to kind of the experience. A beginner person in the position, I would not be able to expect to do that level. Much less, it was never seeing the information before. It's amazing. You have great skills, so it's not. I'm not being negative at all here. My big concern is my role currently not being challenging enough for you. So just and I'm not saying no.
Yeah.
Point.
I'm not looking for anything like that, but I was looking for something to be mentored, and again, even anything new will be a new learning curve for me, and I could even learn and improve more in it. So I will always be looking to learn new things and improve myself in any aspect where I could find myself in.
All right. So this next one is a logic test. Your screen should turn green.
Yeah.
These are more just logic based. So I'll read the top here, or you can read it either way. Yeah. Can you see the whole screen?
Yeah, I'm able to see, yes.
Okay, so you should be able to click in a box here, and either you can use the pencil to make a mark in there, or you can just double click on it and put a letter, an X or whatever in there from the keyboard.
Okay. Should be, yeah.
All right, so double check your work. It's hard because there's so many E names.
Yeah.
So read number 3.
I think this should be the good one. I think, yeah.
All right, so let's read through this. Hold on, let me take a screenshot there. Okay, so Aaron's favorite animal is a mammal. So which animals on there are mammals?
The elephant and the monkey.
Okay, Brody and Eric like reptiles. Which ones are reptiles?
Crocodile and the snake are the reptiles in this.
Okay, so Brody and Eric like reptiles. Yeah. Ellie's favorite animal can swing by its tail.
Yeah.
So Ellie is what?
Ellie should be even the crocodile too. Yes.
Oh, there. Control Z.
Sorry.
I did that the other day. There you go. Okay, so that right there, again, the E names, you're not the only person that's made that issue, that error. So this piece is correct now. So yeah, that's good. Okay, any questions on that one?
Nothing.
All right, so the next one is a step harder here. It should go to like a blue background.
Yeah.
Can you see the whole thing?
Yeah, I'm able to see it.
Okay, so you have 4 kids or 4 names on the left. You have grades across the top and colors across the top. Mm-hmm. Each child has a grade, 1 grade and 1 color. They're only used once.
Okay.
So each kid, each line should have 2 check marks or X's or whatever you want to use. Mm-hmm. Looks good.
Yes, I think.
That looks good. Hold on just a second.
Sure.
I have a senior in high school. He's leaving for school.
Oh. Oh, the schools have started, yes. Yeah.
He starts late. He doesn't have a first period.
Oh.
He doesn't have to be there till like 9:20.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not a morning person either, so it's a good. I don't know where he gets it.
Yeah, I'm a morning person though.
You're what?
I like the mornings a lot than the nights.
I'm a night owl. I would rather stay up past the night, and it kicks my butt every time. My husband likes to get up early though. He's a morning person.
I mean, we just feel like we just feel like the day is more longer than the usual if you just wake up in the early. So it's just like that.
No, I like to sleep late and then have coffee until noon, and then I get moving, and then I can work until midnight. So, but yeah, all right, good job on these. This really is more of so the position that we're hiring, and really anybody on an analytical team should be able to follow, steps of a process and be able to make some inferences and make some judgment calls on solutions.
Yeah.
I've hired people in the past that need a lot of hand-holding, and before I implemented doing after I hired them, they couldn't follow steps and processes, which then led to a lot of frustration on everybody's part because somebody was always having to hold their hand. They couldn't do the job.
Really
so I found that this has helped a little bit with the team. Everybody on the team has done this exact same 3 questions. And you can kind of just see the thought process behind it.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions so far?
So far, it's as of now, it's clear for me. Like, what are the intentions and next things?
So the next steps here are for us to schedule a peer interview with the team. So there are 4 people on the team currently. One of them just started a couple weeks ago. He's the newest one to the team, but the other 3 have been here a year and a half or more.
That's nice.
Yeah. So let's look at availability. If you're wanting to continue on the process, which it sounds like you are, right?
I'm really very much interested in this one. Yes.
Okay. So let's look at our calendars for next week. You'll need an hour with them.
Sure.
So you give me some times that you're available, and then I will see if they're available.
Yeah, based upon your availability, I can just schedule my thing. That won't be an issue for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you, let's see here, Thursday. My calendar looks horrible, but I'm not in this meeting, so. You're in Eastern time right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me pull my people up and see what their calendars look like. Robert. How about Wednesday at 10 o'clock Central Time, so 11.
Wednesday at 11 o'clock.
10 o'clock on Wednesday? Or I guess it's 11 o'clock your time.
Wednesday is 3rd, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that should be fine for me. Yes.
Okay.
So for that's going to be like a 1-hour interview, right?
Yeah, it'll be a 1 hour. It'll be with all 4 of them. Hold on just a second. I'm trying to schedule this so I don't. Let me insert. Where is your resume? I know I downloaded it.
Yeah.
Do you know that? I know I have it somewhere. Probably your resume. Okay. It helps if I actually put a Zoom meeting on here. Otherwise, there's nowhere to call. Okay.
Yeah.
Forward you. 1, 2. It feels like I'm leaving somebody out. Nope, that's everybody. Okay, so that's next week. I just scheduled that for you. So that interview, normally, so with data and analytics, you have a bunch of A-type personalities. Usually one person is supposed to lead it, but another person ends up leading it. So you'll be able to see some team dynamic there. We all really get along well. There's no point of conflict between the team at this point in time, which is really good. I will not be on that call. So it is really a peer-on-peer interview. Ask questions if you want about my management style, what's expected of each team member, what the days look like, what the workload looks like, those kind of questions. Yeah. They might ask some technical stuff. Again, they know what we're hiring here, so that they might kind of fill you out for what you know. You do have more experience in the technical space than the other 2 candidates, so they might bring that along with you. Wait, let's finish this thought, Alicia. I'm like random. So, is there any questions about that interview specifically?
So I just wanted to know, that's going to be again a technical interview with all the peers and all the team members. And okay, that's
you won't have to write any code. You won't have to. The only written piece is what I do here.
I mean, I will be ready for that. No worries in that. But
yeah, and a lot of it will be just like talking through process, talking through how you handle certain situations. They all do a write-up independently after an interview and send those to me. So each of them get their individual thoughts on paper, and then I will bring all of that together, and we'll have a team meeting about once all the interviews are completed.
Sure.
So there is that piece.
Yeah.
I am hoping to have a decision by next Friday. If not by the 5th, then by the 12th.
I just keep
the next
crossed and just
yeah. The next week, they all know that they're doing 3 interviews. We'll come together probably. I know we have code review on Wednesday. I don't know if we can get another interview in. We have one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday, but with Monday being a holiday.
Yeah.
So, like I told you before, right now we're on 3 people. And that, right, unless they say, no, I hate everybody, which I don't think they're going to do that, then one of these 3 will be it. But I'm hoping by next Friday to have a decision on the team. At that point, we will start the offer letter process. Once that offer letter is approved by whoever gets the position, I will notify the other 2 by email. Hopefully before our HR department does. But who knows? You might get a random email. Don't lose hope though. Until you get an email specifically from me, I will let you know. Either way.
I'm just hoping for the best in this one.
Yeah.
Just looking forward in it.
I think all 3 candidates would be fine on the team. It's really going to be an overall fit on the team and that aspect of it. Skill wise, I think all 3 of you have more technical skills than the other 2 do. And that, would benefit us, my team, with you coming in, because your technical skills are already way ahead of their technical skills, because they are both brand new to the data world. So, I think you'll do fine on the peer interview as well. It's just going to, again, I think this one is, going to be more of a personality of who clicks best with the team. So the next steps would be the peer interview. I will get feedback. I will let you know on that aspect of it. We have that scheduled. Is there any other questions?
I mean, I just wanted to get to know about this one, like from your perspective. I want to see like what qualities do someone get into this team beyond the technical skills to get onto all the things and be learning more and improving themselves in that, apart from the technical perspective part.
Yeah. So really, personality is going to be a big fit on this team, and not that right now I feel like all of our personalities work together very well. And so we have a pretty good team right now with the skill set that we do have and with the overall feel of the team, with the personalities, the attitudes. One person will be fired up. You've got to be real careful with, not getting the entire team. And we have a few that are more mellow than the other ones. We have a couple high-strung ones. Which that's good on a team. I know people are passionate about what they do, so that's always a positive. We have some very seasoned Epic developers. We have some not so seasoned Epic developers. And in reality, we don't do a whole lot right this second within Epic as far as development goes. We do some Caboodle. We just started doing Caboodle. We have, as far as Memorial Hermann goes and what we're supporting, did I tell you all this before? I can't remember. So we support 11 different hospitals across the Memorial Hermann system. So we are considered quality, the system quality. So we are not only in charge of each facility's quality information, but really standardizing everything across the facilities. and coming up with a system view to look at mortality or a system view to look at their Vizient data. Vizient in our department, Vizient is our North Star. So that is right now what our focus is. It's not necessarily all Epic. It is Vizient data. And have you heard of Vizient?
Yeah.
At all?
Yes.
Okay. So it's very good for benchmarking across facilities all over the country, and being able to say where your hospital is ranked amongst the best. Yeah, we do have TMC, which is in downtown Houston, that is ranked up there with one of the best in the country. So, and we're trying to improve our rankings across all of our facilities. And so we're in Vizient data a lot. We have our main dashboards are built off of that data, between that and NHSN, which is infection data. So those right now have been our two major projects that we've been implementing. But yeah, so that's not a lot of people. I've never even heard of Vizient before I started this position. So really getting up to speed with what that means, what NHSN is doing, what we're doing in the NHSN space. And then on top of that, learning the Epic knowledge. Like I said, we've got my main developer. She's been in Epic many, many years. And then I've been in Epic many years. So my background is development. I am by trade a developer. That's all I've done my entire career.
I would love to learn more about the Epic from you and from the team.
Yeah,
I want to learn more about that.
It's a lot, and we do have career paths kind of put in place for each person. We sent one of our developers last year to get so with Epic training, you have to get the full stack for development, you have to do 4 different certifications. That's 4 different tests, and 4 different classes. So we did put one through on my team last year. She got all 4. This next year, well, my new guy right now has a test this morning. Oh, I need to check on him. Has a test this morning, and then he's going to be taking the caboodle, which is the data warehouse part. So I'm hoping he should pass today with no problem. So he's been certified before, but he let his certifications lapse. So now he's got to kind of start over. It's what I would recommend if you ever have the opportunity if you want to get into the healthcare space, and that's a passion, then definitely get in where you can and get Epic certified. Once you're Epic certified, then the doors kind of open up a little bit more for you.
Sure, I will look into it, and for sure I'm going to learn more about that from the team.
Yeah, and you can't get Epic certifications unless you work for a healthcare system that is on Epic. So that's the biggest thing, is you can't just go out and get a certification. Like you have to be sponsored by an organization, which isn't always easy to get on board. So that's we know that hiring into this position, we have a couple other people on the team that aren't Epic certified at this point, but there's a pathway for them to get. What else can I tell you?
Yeah, so what could be the first 3 to 6 months being into this position? Like, what would be the most important task that I would be looking if getting into this team?
So the first 3 to 6 months would be transferring, and I think I talked to you about this before, is really going to be transferring all those data processes, making sure we understand those data processes and that they're getting completed when they're supposed to. Usually there's a day or a range of dates that those have to get done. So it's really looking at those data processes, not only completing them, but seeing, I need somebody to go in and analyze, can it be improved? We do like Midas data pools, because we feed abstraction data into Midas, so we have to go in and pull that data out. Is there a way to automate that at all? Whether it's emailing you a file or the group a file,
scheduling some jobs so that can do it.
Yes. Can there something be implemented to do that work. So it's not having to, somebody doesn't have to log in. I would much rather file email and we pick that email up and upload it.
Yeah.
I
mean, we are seeing that one as of now for us too. I mean, we are just scheduling a jobs for the reports that we get, and they just get delivered to the emails with the set time that we wanted to do. Get it delivered like either on a Friday morning or a Monday morning, so that can be glanced and that can be viewed. Yes.
And it's not necessarily reports.
I mean,
so
we're downloading.
We're downloading data, and then we have to upload it somewhere else.
Oh,
so
okay.
That's the big thing. I mean, I'm sure we could write a Python script to do that. Mm-hmm. We have to be careful with Python on our team because we don't have a lot of access. Yeah. So if you're pulling a Python script that hits an outside server, it's going to be blocked. Oh. So there's so many access related issues that we have on this team.
Yeah, so with the access keys and the organizational IDs that could be validated and used for encryption and decryption, that helps it.
And honestly, I mean, like the people that are currently on the team, we run some Python scripts that somebody else created. Mm-hmm. We can maintain those, but we don't have a whole lot of Python knowledge on the team. That is something I feel like we all could learn.
Yeah.
And how it would improve our processes. But we don't have a whole lot of knowledge on the team.
Yeah. I mean, for the in that perspective, we in my present position also there is some Python script that we wrote. It was like hitting the endpoints of the webhooks that we got, and from that where we could get the data and where we could just use it for the visualization purpose or getting the reports done and exporting it to the stakeholders to see what's going on at their endpoint. With that, it was allowing us to see with the org ID and the decryption part to get the data properly through through hitting those.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like our processes, I think there's some room for improvement there. Mm-hmm. As far as a lot of these data processes that we're having to continue to do. Mm-hmm. Apart from those, it's really going to be getting in and understanding the work that we're currently doing between. Mm-hmm. So we're currently managing and building Tableau dashboards and Sigma dashboards. Mm-hmm. So the Sigma dashboards sit on top of Snowflake.
Yeah.
And so we have the Snowflake data warehouse. We do not do any Snowflake development. That's on the enterprise analytics team.
That's
we can import files. We do import a lot of files over there for
using hash and the other things. Yes, dot exports. Yeah.
Yeah. So we do that aspect. We have a lot more flexibility in Sigma than we do Tableau.
Yeah.
As far as permissions go.
Yeah.
So that piece. We've kind of been working to move a lot of our Tableau stuff out of Tableau into Sigma.
Yeah, after our last meet, I was going through the Sigma and I was able to see like why it is better than the Tableau, and I was able to understand things in that because it could even handle the more data loads into it, and it won't be slowing the process in that. Yeah. Because if there is a huge load of data that's being transferred into the Tableau, that's gonna slow down the process of the loading and validating it or applying the calculations in it. So for that, it is always better to see a thing where it can handle that workload onto it. So yeah, Sigma was a good one in that.
Yes. Well, and so we're on cloud on both. Well, Sigma is all cloud based.
Yeah.
Tableau, we have our desktop version that we then publish to the cloud, but the customer now is everything's in the cloud. Mm-hmm. We switched over last year on that in December. I don't remember what it was. December, January. I think it was actually over the new year. Mm-hmm. Why anybody in IT would do any kind of upgrade over when everybody's on break, I don't know. That used to be a big no-no, but not here. As far as if the team chooses you and we decide to move forward with this, mm-hmm. I think with when you were talking with team, mm-hmm. he said that you could start in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So in order for you to accept the position, you're going to have to be in Texas or the other states?
Yeah, I can move to Texas. That won't be a problem. I mean, my uncle stays there, so even if I move there, that's gonna be my address over there. So
okay, that was kind of, I'm like, you might want to put your Texas address here. Is your mom is here?
My uncle.
Uncle, okay.
Yeah.
In
He's
Dallas?
my legal guardian here. Yeah, in the Dallas.
Okay, so yeah, put his address, and you can live in Dallas. You don't need to move to Houston. Anywhere in Texas is fine. You would obviously have to travel down for orientation.
Yeah, I would.
To Houston. Other than that, we don't normally meet as a team in person. So you really one trip down to Houston, and that would be it. If that's the case, I would recommend. Well, if you're going to fly from Jersey, well, we can figure all that out then.
Maybe I'll just. I think I would. I could. I think I will just drive there because I do have a car, so I just don't want to ship that.
That's what I would recommend. When I go, and I've been going about once a month, and I think August. This was my last month, and I drive because every time I've flown, I flew down there twice, and it was a mess both times.
Yeah,
I'm like, I seriously could have driven in the amount of time it's taken me to sit at the airport.
I don't have any proper commitments here, so I could just move from here to the next to Dallas within a day. That won't be an issue. And anyhow, I do have a place over there where I can just head up and just stay over there. So I do have that address also, so I can just ping that address, and that could help us.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That we covered that thing then. What was your salary requirements?
I mean, as Keen said that the position was around 75 to 100K. So, I mean, my expectations were around, I mean, I didn't know what was the range for that because it wasn't mentioned anywhere in that. I said it was, my expectations were around 85 to 95. So I could aim at the highest one, whichever feels the better.
Okay. That's well within our range. All right. Do you have, I think that's all the questions I have currently. Do you have any others for me?
Yeah. I mean, I had those questions of the perspective. I mean, what were the perspective things that you were looking for, except the technical part? And yes, this was the one which I had more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's really all I have today. Trying to figure out what. Okay. Yeah. Other than the technical aspect of things, really with the team interview is really just going to be a personality thing. I don't even 100% know what they ask. I kind of leave that to them.
I mean, I would be ready for the technical part and even the behavioral part too. I would.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine. There's no real huge red flags. You might slow down when you talk. I'm a quick talker too. Not everybody on the team is, and I even have to slow some of them down as well. I'm like, wait, my brain can't keep up with you. Slow down just a tad. So you might just work on slowing your speech down just a little bit.
Yeah, I just do